Yep. See, that's exactly what I said. I knew what it was already. Deku? Like deck? Emilian's costume is pretty toned down. I've seen his costume in a couple of manga images, and his costume is severely toned down from the manga. Directly into the fucking villain. God damn. Yo, I love how just calm Muriel is in this situation right now. Like, he's just playing it smooth right now. It keeps out the film. Yo, Muriel's yo, she is terrified. Muriel's just nonchalantness in this conversation just is like bro shit right now. A reaction of being scolded. I'm sorry, but that's just how Deku is. Deku just can't leave that little girl, especially if she's trembling. He's that's not who Deku is. Exactly, like Deku just isn't that type of person. Just let a trembling girl just go like that, especially a kid. He's still a hero. Yo, why are they following him? Why are they following him? She followed them just so that way they wouldn't get hurt. Oh my god! Infected with hero syndrome. You're infected with an actual fucking disease. What that blows people the fuck up. Wait. So his quirk cleaned them of illnesses? His arrogance? What? He's not lying. That he couldn't help someone. At the end of the day, Deku just wants to help people. Real. Yeah. I mean, because it was just gonna get in his head anyway, though. Ah. So that's what it was. Night I wanted All Might to go ahead and step down and retire right now while he still had the abilities of power. But All Might wanted to go ahead and do as much as he possibly can till the very end. So wait, so he can actually use his foresight even further into the future, more than an hour? Because this had to be when All Might was literally in the hospital. He sounds like Deku at that point. What? You face off and die an unspeakable death? What the? So he said he'll face off against a villain and die an unspeakable death. But I mean, at this point, it's basically like All Might has already passed though. Like he didn't die, so maybe the foresight was just wrong. I mean, All Might as the symbol of peace is dead, but he himself is still alive. Wow. Oh, so All Might's gonna be killed either this year or the next one? Damn. Bro, this show does this all the fucking time. It does this shit all the fucking time, bro. Ooh. It's fucking bromance. Yeah. He's not lying, because he can't even use his abilities unless someone just literally just kills his ass randomly after just seeing him, knowing that he can't fight back. But then you already know exactly what's going on. That is crazy. Wow. So All Might's entire issue with Night Eye is that one, they couldn't agree on exactly who was going to be the successor. The principal was the one who was going to introduce All Might to Miriam, but All Might found Deku before that happened. They ended up getting into an argument about All Might went ahead and stepping down, and he just didn't want to. All right, so let's go ahead and do a quick recap from the very beginning. So, in the very beginning, we had Deku running into Overhaul. As soon as he ended up running into him, they ended up meeting the little girl, Eri. Of course, she was trembling, she was shaking, she was scared. Deku just did not want to leave this little girl by herself, because of course, who Deku is. But Mirio, on the other hand, was like, "Oh, we gotta leave. We just can't. We can't interfere because we're investigating him. We can't let him know exactly what's going on right now." Mirio was super calm about the situation and everything, played it off nonchalantly. In the end, they ended up having to leave the little girl. That's basically like a situation of what's more important, doing the right thing or doing what's right. The right thing would have been them taking the girl, running away, because obviously she's in danger. But doing what's right, as they're supposed to be investigating him, would be to leave the little girl. So that's tough. You guys let me know what you think about that in the comments. They went ahead and then they left and told Night Eye exactly what was happening. Night Eye was informed of the situation when it came down to Overhaul. Apparently, we got some information about what happened to those thugs that Overhaul met with the traffic accident. Apparently, they reportedly were cleaned of all of their diseases, no cavities, no common cold or anything like that. When it comes down to the human body, there are a lot of germ and bacteria that our bodies literally have that keeps us alive. So certain type of bodily functions are able to produce and move and work. But when it comes down to if all those diseases are completely just wiped away and just taken away, then our bodies are just unable to handle all of that at one single time. So I guess Overhaul's body is he can consume diseases from other people, and is he put it into himself, or is Eri consuming that disease? Next thing we went ahead and we got to see Overhaul. He ended up killing one of his henchmen. Of course, Shigaraki went ahead and called him up and said that he would agree to go ahead and communicate with him or be on his team and underneath the right conditions. Of course, Deku was just distraught because he could not save this little girl. He was so just irritated and sickened that everything was just clusterfuck in his mind. He was dealing with the situation that All Might didn't tell him about. Million was supposed to inherit One for All. He didn't tell him exactly why. Him and Night Eye got into it and everything like that. We ended up finding afterwards when Deku ended up running after All Might while All Might was taking a jog. All Might told him that back 5 years ago, when All Might was just getting his injury, when All Might just had gotten his injury, Night Eye used his foresight on him and told him that he needed to go ahead and retire. It was time for him to retire, because if he kept going like this over and over, he's gonna die an unspeakable, gruesome death by the hands of a villain. We don't know exactly when this is supposed to be happening. Well, technically we do, but technically we don't. This happened anywhere between 5 or 6 years ago. Now that I said this will happen anywhere between 5 to 6 or 7 years ago. So this incident where All Might being gruesomely murdered will end up happening either next year or the following, or this year, school year, or the following. So we don't particularly know right now. They also got into it because of All Might giving one for all to Deku, and he said that, hey, you know, you shouldn't be giving it to a random kid who doesn't even have quirk and everything like that. He feel like he just wasted that power and just threw it away. But no, me and my girlfriend talked about it last time in last episode. I'm gonna leave a link down below to that episode if you guys want to go to watch that one. Damn, that's a lot, bro. Like, that's fucking tough. So All Might's gonna die at the hands of a villain either this year or the next year. But the only issue is we don't know exactly when it will happen. We don't know exactly what is gonna take place and cause this incident to happen. Deku recommended that they go ahead and talk to Night Eye, because Night Eye can use his foresight right now and be able to tell them whether the incident is still going to happen, or see whether it has already been changed, because All Might no longer has his abilities. He can probably keep the form for about 5 minutes or a minute or so at most, which is barely nothing. So it doesn't particularly matter at this point. He can only hold the form for a minute. So even if he's attacked by a villain, there's no way All Might can stop them or prevent this from happening. It's just a fucking beatdown at that point. Especially if all people already know he's still alive, people already know his identity, they know he's all about and running around. So it wouldn't be anything for a villain to just run up on him. But I don't know. You guys let me know your thoughts down below. Yeah, because I just don't know. Make sure you like the video if you actually enjoyed the video. If you haven't subscribed yet, then you need to fix that shit. You're fucking up. But yeah, make sure you like me, love me, and talk to me down below. And I'm gonna see you guys in the next video.